afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Rensselaer and the East Campus Stadium for today's Senior Day men's lacrosse game between the visiting Saints of St. Lawrence University and your Rensselaer Engineers. Now, to begin today, we ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem. And we start lineups for today's game. First, the visitors from St. Lawrence University. On attack for junior from Southborough, Massachusetts, number 5, Connor Healy. And attack the senior from Hampton, New Brunswick, number 18, Jeremy Latour. Also on attack the sophomore from Sudbury, Massachusetts, number 47, Jordan Dodd. After the play number 17, junior from Chelmsford, Massachusetts, number 4, John Fairbanks. Also a junior from Liverpool, New York, number 19, Jamie Crumble. And also a senior from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, number 42, Charlie Dupree. On the bench for the Saints, senior from Sewickley, Pennsylvania, number 15, Jack Roberts. Also on the bench, junior from Woodbridge, Vermont, number 32, Steele White. And the junior from Ryan, New Hampshire, number 33, Caleb Kane. And the ball for the Saints is a senior from Greenwich, Connecticut, number 6, Ryan Christian. The Saints are coached by Rick Mahoney, the assistants Tom Ryan, Stephen Brazil, and Rob Hook. And now let's meet the senior engineers playing their final regular season home game in Lacrosse Stadium. The reminder of this edition of Fifth Street will take place immediately following today's game. First up, a computer systems engineering major from Michigan, New York, goalie number 26, Paul Manchester. And an industrial engineering major from Northeastern Massachusetts, attackman number 18, Pat Kelly. And an industrial and management engineering major from Royal Harbor, New York, defenseman number 23, Tyler Hall. And captain, number 42, Brian Wilson. An industrial and management engineering major from Starville, New York, midfielder and captain, number 5, Jerry Davis. A engineering major from Mount Sinai, New York, midfielder and two-back captain, number 3, Patrick Hutton. Athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, Congratulations coaches or team representatives on rounds for members of the Southern competition and additional disciplinary action. We also remind you public intoxication, the consumption, use, and possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products, all which in your facilities and outdoor venues is prohibited. We thank you for your cooperation.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to East Campus Stadium for today's big Liberty League matchup featuring the 4th-ranked Saints of St. Lawrence University and the number 17 Engineers from right here at RPI. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today here on RPI TV, student-run club here at the Institute out of the Student Union. My name is Perry Lascaris here, bringing you all the action of this fine contest we have for you today. The Engineers 10-2 overall, 4-1 in the Liberty League. The Saints at 13-1, 4-1 in the conference, and a big game cannot be overstated here or understated. We are ready for the opening draw. It's going to be Oliver Kaisha for RPI, but the Saints win it, and their face-off man is one of the top in the country as well, Alec Deach. Deach, also a linebacker on the Saints football team. He wins 55.5% of his face-offs, including the first one here today. Jeremy Vatour, senior captain from Hampton, New Brunswick, had it for a moment as the Saints, who are wearing scarlet today with white helmets. School colors scarlet and brown. Ball popped free. Great defensive effort by RPI senior captain John Phillips to force the turnover. The pass ahead for Hogan off the mark. Collision there. Hogan trying to scoop it up. He gets knocked down and it's stolen right back. Charlie Dupree back the other way. And the Engineers are unsuccessful on their first clear. The team who turns the ball over the fewest in all the Liberty League, RPI, with a turnover to start things off here. Connor Healy trying to get free, shot and a save. And the rebound will be gathered by David Gibbs, junior netminder out of Stony Brook, New York for RPI, and RPI will head off on the clear once more. Quinn Fedig, a freshman from Bend, Oregon, helps RPI work the ball upfield, and now they'll set it behind the St. Lawrence goal. No score here early on. JT Kelly, one of the star freshman contributors with the ball for the Engineers from Acton, Mass. He'll work it back up top to Matt Hall. Matt Hall not starting today, but one of the top offensive threats for RPI. Coach Townsend working a number of the seniors who don't normally get the starting accolades. They'll get on the field now. Here's Patrick Finn. Finn, one of the top setup men for the Engineers, works it back up for Lucas Bastarash. Bastarash now going to work left hand, switch to the right, trying to work his way inside. He's hounded there, double team comes, flips it behind the goal. Finn, he'll walk it to the side of the crease. Being hounded there by Caleb Kane, captain, well, one of the captains for the Saints. Back up top, here's Hall. Matt Hall working his way in. Feeds it back behind. We're just underway here from East Campus Stadium here in Troy, New York. Beautiful day. A little bit windy. Temperatures expected to be in the 60s throughout. Here's Gilman. Matthew Gilman, 4th on the team in scoring, 25 points for the Engineers. Gilman feeding it up top. Bastarash, a shot, and he scores! Lucas Bastarash's 12th of the year. It's 1-0 RPI. A left-hand rip into the side netting there, just inside the right post. And the Engineers tally first. Good pass from behind the cage. I believe it came from Gilman. I'll get you the official scoring in just a moment. It was Gilman with the assist. Engineers scoring on their first shot. These two clubs are 1-2 in the conference in goals against. The Saints at 6.6, RPI at 7.3. Saints ranked 13th nationally in that department. RPI 26. Violation on the draw. RPI gets it. Billy Gibbs, senior captain from Stony Brook, New York. Spins out of a stick check and will set back up top with Hall. Matt Hall gets it back from Kelly. And now Jake Widener to the far side. Chaz Bell back for Hall. The Engineers are playing well. They're possessing the ball. Here's a shot that goes wide, backed up by McNeely. This will be McNeely's first touch. He leads the team with 47 points. Does Brennan McNeely. Junior. Out of Severna Park, Maryland. But it's back to Kelly. JT Kelly. Works it back up top for Chaz Bell. Now Widener. Widener dodging, spinning, looking for a lane, double teamed, and the ball comes free. Nearly stolen away, huge check, but the Saints have it anyway. And here they come. AJ Schmidt will give way to Connor Healy, who was denied on his first shot attempt. He's being hounded by John Phillips, and this will be a matchup to watch all afternoon long. Phillips defending on Healy. Saints work it back up top, and a new man joins the attack. It's Brett McCormick. McCormick tries to make a move, finds a shooting lane, bounces one wide. On the restart. Shot coming, that one's wide again off the stick of Connor Brimley, junior from Chelmsford, Mass. Backed up by the Saints, they'll keep the ball. 9:40 to go, first quarter. 1-0 RPI on a goal by freshman Lucas Bastarash. Jordan Dow with it for the Saints. Working it back up top for McCormick. He's hounded by Hogan. And now Jarrett. Andrew Jarrett, a junior from Weston, Massachusetts, gets knocked down. Ball poked free, but there's going to be a whistle and a penalty coming up on the Engineers. It's going to go on Blake Fresca, the sophomore. It'll be a man up. It's going to be a hold on the Engineers. RPI, which has had the best man-down defense over the last 2 years in the entire nation, has not been as good this year, and they'll have to go to work here. RPI's man-down defense on the season just 34.6%, nowhere near what it's been. Under 10%, or I guess over 90% if you want to do the math there. So this year, they are killing off penalties, if you will, at about a 65% clip when they are normally around 90, to tell you how far they're off their norm, I guess you could call it. But man-up chance here for the Saints. And the ball comes free, stolen away. David Gibbs, the goaltender, picked it off, and now here's John Phillips. The penalty was a 30-second holding call on Fresca, but Dow just gave it away, and the Engineers have it. Falling down to a knee, but getting back up is Bastarash, and the Engineers will just run out the rest of those 30 seconds. Penalty over, RPI on the attack. Bit of an uncharacteristic opening half of this quarter. Both teams turning the ball over a couple of times. There's a low pass. That one's going to be scooped away. Another unforced error here. And now back comes Lane Meyer, or excuse me, Cam Mullins and the Saints. Mullins off for Healy. And St. Lawrence will set up again. Both of these teams averaging right around 14 turnovers per game. 1 and 2 in the conference. RPI the fewest at about 14.1 turnovers a game committed. Trying to get free, shot and a goal. We're tied. Brett McCormick, the junior from Williamstown, Massachusetts, gets the goal. For McCormick, it's his 9th. It'll go unassisted with 7:21 left in the first quarter. McCormick just got free right in the middle, about 12 yards out. And ripped one low on Gibbs. Draw it up here. Saints come away with it again. And it's going to be Deach. No one closes them down. Work it down low. It's a 2-on-1. Engineers defend it reasonably well. Dow thought about a tight angle shot, but he'll pull it out. Healy. Here's Brimley, a shot, and he scores. Not a great angle for Connor Brimley, but he's able to stick it home. And it's 2-1 Saints. Brimley's 10th of the season. As St. Lawrence scores a couple of quick ones here to take their first lead. Goals just 25 seconds apart for St. Lawrence. Both of them unassisted, McCormick and Brimley. Tell you about today's goalies. It's Ryan Fisher in net for the Saints. He started all 14 games, 13-1 record, .552 save percentage, .683 goals against. Those are superb numbers for RPI David Gibbs. He's starting his 13th straight for RPI. A .790 goals against and a .545 save percentage. Also above average. John Fairbanks for the Saints. He'll hand it off. Couple turning. Back to Fairbanks. Tries to make a move on Hogan. Couple of high screens set up by St. Lawrence. Unable to connect. Here's Healy. 36 goals, 36 assists for Healy. Ball is loose out in front. Shot coming out of the scramble, and that one went wide. It was Fairbanks trying to catch the Engineers off guard there. As a loose ball went bounding up the middle of the field. Picked it up and had a rip. Now another shot saved by Gibbs. Couple had that one. He ripped it basically right at him. That was a lob over the top. Didn't know who that was intended for, but Widener comes away with it to complete the clear for RPI. 5.5 to go first quarter. Engineers back on the attack for the first time since going down 2-1. It'll be Hall to set it up way up high. Matt Hall from Sudbury, Mass. Second on the club with 32 points. Bastarash, the lone goal scorer for the Engineers. Gives it off for Kelly, now gets it back. Here's Hall. Has Gilman trying to shake off his defender, is playing him very high. That's Cam Mullins. Guarding Gilman all the way out. Works his way within 15 yards. Gilman switches right hand, left hand, shoots wide. Penalty coming up as Gilman draws this one. First penalty to go against the Saints today. We'll see what it is. It's going to be a slash, it appears, and a man-up chance for RPI. Engineers man up this year, 21 for 46. That's 45.7%, a solid number there. Saints man down, a little over 80%, 82.1 in man down situations for St. Lawrence entering play today. Hall. Gilman took a couple of strides, thought he was going to have a go, but no. Behind, here's McNeely. Gilman. J.T. Kelly. Nice catch by Kelly on a pass from Finn that was a little off the mark. Now Hall. Engineers continue to collapse around the Saints goal. Oh, he took his eye off it, lost it, knocked his stick out of his hands. Gilman lost it there, and the Saints defense works out, although the pass is a tough one to handle. Got a long pole, got a defenseman trying to find it there in Kane, but they are able to do so as the penalty is over. So a couple of killed off penalties, one each way in this game. Engineers no shots there, man up, but they were, you could sense one coming. Now we have a timeout on the field taken by St. Lawrence. 3:47 left in the first quarter. It's 2-1 Saints, and with this break, we'll have a chance to tell you about where these teams stand coming into play. The Engineers, as I mentioned, 10-2 overall. They're winners of 9 in a row. Saints have won 5 straight after coming off a win over SUNY Potsdam. Midweek, RPI had a midweek game as well. They played Hamilton on Tuesday, winning 13-10. The Saints beat Potsdam 15-5 on the road, although not far, of course. The Saints haven't had to leave the North Country since April 9th when they went to Bard and beat the Raptors 14-6. But look at a number of their last 6 of the last 7 games have been either in Canton or Potsdam. Not a bad little stretch of games, not having to travel all that much. Just the 10-mile stretch down the road or at home. Back to action here out of the timeout. Saints have it, leading at 2-1. Brimley. DiNicola. Here's McCormick. He has a goal today. Back for Healy. Slips and falls. Maybe a few too many rubber pellets in that area of the turf. But he maintains possession. There's a screen up high for Jarrett, trying to get loose. Jarrett all the way behind, fakes a pass, walking in, shooting, and it stopped right on the goal line. Gibbs got just enough of it to keep it out. And it caught a piece with his leg, I'm not sure, but did the job. Tricky move by Jarrett to get loose. As a number of Engineers bought that pass fake. Bastarash for RPI. Over for Kelly, and now Finn. You really tell these two freshmen, Kelly and Bastarash, getting big-time minutes for the first squad here. Now Hall, he's loose, shooting wide. Backed up by Finn, caught it on a hop, finding Bastarash, and now he'll slow it down. You can hear the wind blowing very strongly from left to right across your screen as Gilman will reset. Gilman twisting and turning, has a man far side who's loose. Shot was blocked on the attempt by Bastarash and corralled by the man who blocked it. Terrific play by A.J. Schmidt. the junior from Libertyville, Illinois, as he not only blocked the shot, but came away with a ground ball to boot. Saints back to the clear, minute and a half to go first quarter. It's been a good one so far. Good stick check there. And guess who comes away with it? John Phillips. One of the better defenders in all the country, showing it off there. With a forced turnover right in front of the RPI bench. And the Engineers get it back. Failed clear for the Saints. Fettig dishes it off. Engineers need to get in, and they do, into the box. So a centering pass skips right through. Kelly, I'm not sure it was deflected or not. They'll say no. Looked like a St. Lawrence stick might have flashed in front of him, causing him to miss that pass. Either way, the Saints have it, and they're back on the attack. Vautour, second leading scorer for St. Lawrence, is Jeremy Vautour. 41 goals, leads the side, 11 assists for 52 points. But it hasn't been the top scorers on either side so far today. Secondary scoring has been the name of the game. 2-1 Saints, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. They'll most likely be looking for the last shot here. Peterson trying to shake free from Gibbs. Keeps the ball, takes a shot, save by David Gibbs. So Billy Gibbs doing the defending. Younger brother David makes the save, and that'll do it for the first quarter. St. Lawrence leading this one 2-1 in a battle of ranked teams in the nation. RPI at 17, St. Lawrence at 4. Upcoming schedule, the Saints will host Skidmore next Saturday, 1 p.m. start. RPI will host Drew here in Troy on Tuesday in a non-league game. Exciting first half. I'll tell you about the stats here in just a moment. Shots were 9-5 St. Lawrence. Ground balls 11-3 Saints. Both teams were 5 for 6 on the clear. St. Lawrence winning 3 of the 4 draws. RPI turned the ball over 5 times, the Saints 3. 3 of those caused for RPI, 2 caused turnovers for the Saints. Individually, the 1 goal for RPI came off the stick of Lucas Bastarash with the assist to Matt Gilman. 4 saves in that first quarter for David Gibbs. He was really the difference in the game. The 4 stops on 6 shots on goal for St. Lawrence. Scorers for the Saints, a couple unassisted goals. Those being scored by Brimley and McCormick. We're back to action here in the second quarter. I believe this is the opening draw that's still loose all the way to the Saints goal mouth, and they're going to continue to battle for it. Engineer just got knocked down, and then eventually coming away with it and calling timeout, I believe, are the Engineers. It was a mad scramble, and I believe it was Troy Manchester who ended up coming away with that ball. Or make it Frasca. No, it was Frasca, Blake Frasca, who I believe will get credit for that ground ball off the draw. And we'll have an early timeout here in the second quarter, really just to get things sorted out. Sometimes you'll see that Get a lot of long poles out there in positions they're not used to being in. Long stick middies, and getting possession, the Engineers take that time out early on. 14:38, just 22 seconds into the second quarter. Out of the timeout, the Engineers will have the ball on the attack, down a goal, 2-1. Frasca did pick up that ground ball off the draw. So the Engineers have it here. Matthew Gilman trying to work his way in. Help comes defensively in the form of Malcolm Lynch. Gilman behind the net for Finn. Patrick Finn. The low center of gravity works it off for Kelly, and now Bastarash. Lucas Bastarash on it. He has the lone RPI goal, his 12th of the year. Stops, feeds it across. Good catch in front. Down low, McNeely, he scores! Terrific passing by the Engineers, and Brendan McNeely at his favorite spot, right to the right of the cage. Made a little bit of a fake, and then he stuffed it in. 2-2 on a goal by Brendan McNeely. His 40th goal of the year. 4 shy of his career high, which he picked up in his freshman campaign 2 years ago. As a junior from Maryland, continues to fire at a very high rate. One of the top shooting percentage players in all of the country is McNeely. McNeely came into play at 6th in the country in shooting percentage at 55.7%, and that will go up as that was his first shot of the day. He was able to stick home. Had a string earlier this year, did McNeely, where he scored on 15 consecutive shot attempts, which is truly remarkable. It spanned over 4 games, where he put together 2 perfect games, shooting-wise. And he connects on his first one here for goal number 40. Engineers have it back. Widener steps through a screen from Hogan. Hogan, a wide receiver on the football team. He laid a pretty solid pick there. Couple of football players making big-time contributions on a few, I should say. RPI's face-off man, Oliver Kaya, as well, plays football. And the Saints face-off specialist, Alex Deach, a linebacker for St. Lawrence. Here's Widener. 3 minutes into the second quarter, the RPI Engineers have come back to tie St. Lawrence here 2-2. A goal by Brendan McNeely. JT Kelly, left-hand carry, switches to the right, looking for a shot, or maybe a pass. Still Kelly. Kelly gets free. Behind for McNeely. Or make it Finn, rather. Now Widener, a tight angle shot, and just fighting it off was the goaltender. Nice save by Fisher, the senior from Greenwich, Connecticut. As he didn't, I don't think he made the stop with a stick. I think he made it with his forearm or his bicep, just flicking that ball away. And he kept it out of the net. That's the most important thing. Matt Hall gives it off for Jacob Shavel. Younger brother of Aaron Shavel, graduated from RPI. Also playing lacrosse, of course. Here's Finn. Engineers looking for their second lead of the game. They led this game 1-0. Widener stops at the hash mark, so I'll make it Shavel rather. On for McNeely, who's behind the cage now. Back up top they go for Hall. Here's Patrick Finn, senior out of Northeastern Mass. Now Shavel again. Widener. Widener, a little hesitation move. Back up top for Hall. JT Kelly looking for a shooting lane. He's harassed and lost the ball. Stolen away, and the Saints have it the other way. Here they come. Steele White on for Jamie DiNicola. And he'll move behind the goal. Watch there by Quinn Fettig. Jamie Couple, junior from Liverpool, New York. Trying to move on Shavel. Or make it Widener, I beg your pardon, doing the defending. Joining the play. Shot coming, and he scores just off the bench. Charlie Dupree, the senior captain from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, gives the Saints back the lead at 3-2. For Dupree, it's his 16th of the year. Making it 3-2, 9:27 on the clock. The Engineers so far have kept the two top guns for the Saints off the board, that being Healy and Vautour. But it's been the other guys, if you will, as Kaya wins the draw for RPI. Loose ball on the pass. It's stolen away, and that's the case of the Engineers maybe trying to push things a little bit too quickly. They cough it up after winning the draw. 3-2 St. Lawrence. As the Saints look to go back on the attack, DiNicola. Under 9 to go in the second quarter. McCormick now for the Saints. Andrew Jarrett. McCormick again. Backing off. Guarded by Gibbs. Gets a bit of a pick. Still McCormick. And now back up top for Malcolm Lynch. Senior out of Watertown. Trying to move on Hogan. Had a half a step. Now look to spin back to his left hand. Back to his right. He's free. Shot coming over the top. A last second stick check from Hogan may have altered the shot. And now check there. Trying to scoop it up was Phillips. He forced it free. Now we get a whistle here and a timeout. So John Phillips nearly forced his third turnover of the game. Couldn't quite grab a handle. Looked like he had it for a second and tried to escape out of the pile with the ball and didn't have it cleanly. You can hear it from here. You hear the RPI coaching staff, Coach Townsend, screaming at his players about winning those ground balls, which they have not done so far. Right now the ground balls are 17-5 St. Lawrence. It's an incredible disparity. When many other things equal, so those 50-50 balls, that can provide the difference. Right now it's just a 1-goal game. Shots are 10-8 St. Lawrence. Turnovers, RPI has committed 7 to the Saints 5. Clears are fairly even as well. 7 of 8 for the Saints, 6 of 7 for the Engineers. Although St. Lawrence does have a, while early, rather wide disparity in faceoffs at 5-2. RPI women's lacrosse is in action today against St. Lawrence as well. It's going on the field next door, Renwick Field, to the stadium here, which was built in 2009. East Campus Athletic Village and East Campus Stadium. A fine facility to take in football, lacrosse, soccer here at RPI Athletics, as well as a great place to broadcast from. Thankful for that. Out of the weather for the most part, although today not too bad, a little windy. Not enough to complain about. 8 minutes to go, second quarter. 3-2 St. Lawrence. Saints have the ball. DiNicola kicks it back out. Jarrett. Now Couple turning. Finding Dupree, who's given the Saints this lead. Charlie Dupree. On for Jarrett. Jarrett left-hand carry on Hogan. Back behind they go. Healy. Continuing to be defended by Phillips, and Phillips has done a great job so far. Twisting and turning now is Couple. Behind for Healy. DiNicola trying to get loose. He's cut off there by Fettig. Jarrett guarded by Hogan. Good defense by the Engineers. Not letting anything in easy. Vautour now. And we get a whistle here. And a whistle, I believe they were yelling at the shot clock man to start the clock. It is at 28 seconds currently. I believe it did start. First time today we have the shot clock activated. And it's running and we're not playing. Now we go. Maybe they wanted to set it at 25. That's fine. So the shot clock activated on the Saints here. They're going to have to get one away. Walking in, shot coming, bounced way wide. And it'll go out. St. Lawrence backs it up. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 6:25 on the clock in the second quarter. Got to find a shot on goal here if you're the Saints. Behind the goal, Vautour. Wrapping all the way around. Double team, knocked free. Still loose with 2-1. And that'll do it. The clock has sounded. Well, it would have if there was a sound. Engineers take over. By way of shot clock, good defense there. It pays off for the Engineers as they force the turnover. Connor Hill. Gilman. Over to Hall. JT Kelly gives it back. Bastarash. Now Finn. Gilman spinning. Takes a bump there and a couple of them. Shot coming. That might have caught something. The post or the edge of the stick. We'll see what they say. Bastarash again. They say it was a save by Fisher. I thought it might have caught a piece of his stick. Bastarash. Up top. Oh, he had a man. It was Gilman. And now a battle for the ball along the sideline. It'll roll out over to the Saints. Matthew Gilman had all kinds of time and space, but the pass was off the mark from Bastarash. And that's a tough turnover for RPI. Not only they lose the ball with 4:48 left in the quarter, they lose a glorious scoring opportunity to boot. They'll take their final time out of the half here. 3-2 Saints leading. RPI men's lacrosse here on RPI TV. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today. Winding down to the end of the spring season. Both of these teams have aspirations in the postseason. And this one appears to be a bit of a tune-up, if you will, for the opening round, the semifinal round of the Liberty League tournament. In what could be essentially described as a game to see where this semifinal game will be played. If the Saints win, it'll most likely be up in Canton. If RPI wins, signs point to a semifinal and a rematch here at East Campus Stadium. But a long way to go here. So 4:48 left in the second quarter. Saints have the ball at midfield out of the timeout. Turnovers now 8 committed by RPI, 6 by the Saints. Shots are 11-9 St. Lawrence. And it is the visitors with the ball. Brimley with the ball and a goal today. So does this man, Brett McCormick. Turning on Hogan, lob pass to the far side. He'll get it back from Nato. Now Brimley. Watched by Billy Gibbs. McCormick driving in, shot went wide. Again, McCormick that time being hounded by Pat Hogan. Right on his hip, forcing that shot off the mark. DiNicola. Fettig got inside, turning on him, and he scores. No, they wave it off. I believe a crease violation. And that one was close. Engineers get a break there as Fettig was beaten. And now we have whistles here. I'm not sure what for. I believe we have a penalty coming up. They're going to discuss this. 3:42 left in the second quarter, 3-2 Saints leading. So an offside call on the Saints. That's what the RPI bench was hollering about. The no goal, I was right about it, a crease violation on St. Lawrence here. So still 3-2 and RPI on the attack. Finn. Work it around the horn. And now back up top. Hall shooting. McNeely! We're tied. Brennan McNeely, 2 for 2 on the day. It's a 3-3 game. That left hand over the top shot beat Fisher. It's a man-up goal for the Engineers. And we thought so before this one. Bouncing ball, swept away. Off the draw, the Saints have it. McNeely's second of the game, 41st of the year. Matt Hall with the assist to tie this one up. Engineers going to the bench a bit here, as Keaton Ackerman, freshman from Erieville, New York, is in for the first time. On the defense here. Saints with it. Screen for McCormick. Jarrett. And now Nadeau. McCormick turning. Dishes it off. Nadeau thought about a shot. Still on his right hand. He'll eventually dish it off. 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Walking right in, and a shot may have glanced off the side of the post. It went wide regardless. Healy bounces a pass back up top, handled by Jarrett. McCormick now trying to step around Ackerman. Did, then passed it off. Sweeping stick check made by Hill. Kicked at, picked up. We got a whistle here. What's the call going to be? Saints had the ball. It's going to be a slash. It's going to go on St. Lawrence. So RPI will go back to the man up. It's going to be a slash on the Saints. Thought they had the ball, but maybe he was trying to get it back. Vautour off for a minute on the slash. There's just 1:46 left in the quarter. See if the Engineers can take advantage. They did earlier, scoring on a man-up situation off the offside call. On a goal by Brennan McNeely. And they score again. Widener from a distance. And it's 4-3. Jake Widener, the junior out of Chula Vista, California, picks up his 15th goal of the season. I was about to say McNeely now with 12 man-up goals on the year. We'll see if they go back to him. They don't. They go to Widener, who scores from about 12 yards out. His first man-up goal this season. RPI back on top, 4-3 with 1.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Loose ball on the floor. Another face-off win for the Saints. They continue to excel in that department today. Saints on the clear. Dupree on for a couple. He'll take a step into the box. And now back off. Couple. Turning on Gibbs. DiNicola over for Jarrett. Jarrett knocked down, ball loose. Engineers have it. Pat Hogan with the play. Hogan. Kelly in front. Caught by McNeely. What a catch it was. Now one-handed over to Hogan. "17 seconds to go to halftime. McNeely. Engineers looking for one last shot. They have 10 seconds. Bastarash, left hand, gets a screen, lost the ball. Out of bounds with 2.8. And now one final heave, maybe for the Saints. A Hail Mary down the field, and that will be caught, but no shot. And we are done with 30 minutes here at East Campus Stadium. A back and forth affair has the Engineers of RPI on top 4-3 over number 4 St. Lawrence. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes. You're watching RPI Men's Lacrosse on RPI TV. underway here in the second half. RPI and St. Lawrence. That's another face-off win for the Saints. They've done a great job in that department so far. Now winning 8 out of the 10 draws today. But it's RPI with the lead, 4-3. Other halftime stats, shots were 14-10 St. Lawrence. With David Gibbs making 5 saves for the Engineers in that first half. Ryan Fisher, 2 stops for St. Lawrence, both of those coming in the second quarter. Turnovers, RPI turned it over 9 times in the first half to St. Lawrence's 8. Ground balls were 21-6 St. Lawrence. Almost hard to believe. There's a shot off the back of the post and out of bounds. Backing up his own shot on the play was Healy, who was kept off the scoreboard in that first half. Shot coming and a save, and not a tough one for Gibbs. Right into the breadbasket. Healy is denied there. First half scores for St. Lawrence: Dupree, Brimley, and McCormick for RPI. 2 from McNeely, 1 each from Widener and Bastarash. Billy Gibbs with the ball. And now Bastarash. Engineers swap a couple players at the midfield line. Bringing across Matt Hall. Hall had an assist in the first half. His 10th of the season, his 33rd point. He's second on the team with those 33. Also second with 23 goals. Bastarash flips around to his right, firing a pass, I think, high and wide, backed up or at least claimed behind the net by the goaltender Fisher. I'm not quite sure what Bastarash was trying to do. I think he was trying to find a teammate at the edge of the crease there. The pass sailed on him, out of bounds. On the clear now, it's Caleb Kane for the Saints. Back to the goaltender, Fisher way out of his net. Now Roberts. Back to Fisher, and now down the middle of Brimley. Neither team is led by more than a goal here. And that's where we stand now. It's 4-3 Engineers. Healy. Working it around for Brimley again. Brimley thought about taking a shot. Got a bit of a shove from Hogan. Forced him well below the goal line. Now Healy lost it for a second. Takes a couple of jabs there from Phillips and gives the ball up. McCormick steps through a Gibbs check, firing. That was blocked by a teammate, I think. Turning and flipping one, a dangerous shot there, just wide. Creative from Vautour, who's also looking to get on the board for the first time, as he flipped around a little backhand shot. Now there's a save by Gibbs, loose in the crease. And it will be covered and handled by Gibbs. He's going to get the ball to restart. Hill. Back for Gibbs. Here's Hill again. Lobbing for his brother, Billy. And that's a tough handle for Finn. He'll try and track it down, scooping it towards the end line and out of bounds. RPI will keep it. That was Kane again, defending. Nearly forced that turnover, but RPI does keep possession. Last touch by a Saint, of course, over the end line. Hall, double team, tried to pass it. Didn't get anything on the pass. McNeely tries to scoop up the ground ball and does, working it behind for Finn. Pat Finn in front. And that one off the stick of Hall. Ball still loose. McNeely throws a bit of a hit. Loose to the sideline. The Engineers are going to keep it. The long pole had it for a second. Fresca And now he'll head off again. He jumped into the play for a moment. Now gets subbed off for Chaz Bell. Engineers have it near side, up a goal. Widener, who picked up the go-ahead goal late in that first half. Now Hall. Back up top they go. Under 10 to go third quarter. Widener with the ball, gets a screen from Bell. Now Hall. Widener. Bell. Hall again. Matt Hall up top for Chaz Bell. Bell knocked down, lost it. Ground ball to Mullins. Back come the Saints. Engineers trying to set up the ride here and steal the ball right back. Mullins drops it off. And finally breaking in. Back onto the attack are the Saints. Couple. Jamie Couple over to Fairbanks. Firing way wide on a bounce. Backed up by Healy. Healy had a goal and assist last time out against Potsdam in a 15-5 win on Tuesday. Now Fairbanks. Hogan trying to D him up. Still Fairbanks. Took a shot, bounced wide of the goal, flipped back into the crease, and the Engineers have it. Trying to start the break quickly. Tough to handle. Taking a couple whacks there is Widener. Pops free. No one can find it. We get a whistle. Saints fans don't like it. The Engineers keep the ball. Widener stumbling over himself even though he didn't have to. Delayed penalty coming up on St. Lawrence here. Crowd getting into it here at East Campus Stadium on both ends of things. Saints don't like the call. RPI faithful. Getting fired up knowing what's coming. Another man-up chance for the Engineers. They've scored on 2 straight opportunities of that nature. No goals yet here in the second half. But you have to feel one's coming. Some space up top. Widener, a shot, kick save made. We get a whistle and a penalty on St. Lawrence here. Good save by Fisher. Sticking that left toe out there. Very fashionable is Ryan Fisher. The all red looks nice with the white helmet, white shoes for him. In fact, that's what most of these Saints are wearing. In fact, now that I take a look, almost everybody on the Saints has the white spikes. Not so with RPI, they mix it up a little more. Including JT Kelly has the ball here. Gilman, Hall, Widener, Finn, back to Gilman. Here's Hall. Widener rips one wide, is looking for the bottom left corner. He scored from about that spot, maybe a little more out in front of the goal to end the first half. Late in the first half. Again, man up. There's a pass deflected, picked up by Kelly. Good play on that one as Finn's pass came off a St. Lawrence stick. Penalty over. Saints kill it off. RPI now 2 for 4, man up. Saints 0 for 1. They had the first man up chance of this game. Good stick check there, Mullins. McNeely didn't see it coming, but somehow Brendan McNeely gets back on the ball. McNeely being hounded by the short stick Mullen. Shots 21-12 St. Lawrence, but the Engineers maintain their 1-goal lead. McNeely dancing around the crease. Kelly from a tight angle. Save made. Bounding ball out towards the St. Lawrence bench. Hall's going to have to fight for this one. And we get a whistle here and a push, and the Engineers will keep it. Hall. Matthew Gilman with it for the Engineers. Sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri. Now Bastarash. Likes that left hand, spins back to it. He'll play it behind for Pat Finn. Engineers looking to take the first 2-goal lead of the game for either team here. They lead 4-3, 5.5 to go in the third quarter. You can see why these are the two best defensive clubs in Liberty League play, or in the Liberty League, I should say. As we're 4-3 nearing the later stages of the third. In front, stolen away. Great play by the goaltender. He read the pass, and Fisher made the interception. th turnover for the Engineers. And remember, they average just a hair over 14 turnovers per game, so a little uncharacteristic of RPI, although you have to, of course, give credit to the defense. This is one of the better defensive clubs in the country as well. They allow the fewest shot attempts in the league. That was Dupree leaning on his man, Hogan. Drops it off for Healy. Will work it back up top again. Again, they go to battle. Dupree and Hogan. Shot coming. Save made. Not sure if it was going to go on goal, but Gibbs made sure of it and deflects it out. Backed up by the Saints. Healy. Guarded by Phillips. Phillips, an undersized defenseman, but he makes up for it in almost every other characteristic you want in a good defensive lacrosse player. Incredibly hard to attack on, as Healy has found so far today. Just, I believe, a shot for Healy in this one. Getting loose and seen all the way on the shot by Dupree was the goaltender Gibbs. Made it look easy. Can't imagine it ever is. And now Frasca off the face mask of McNeely, lost the ball. He threw it right off his head. It popped in the air, and the Saints are back out the other way. Good awareness by Kane to find that ball, while McNeely couldn't. Vautour. He's been kept off the board. Vautour just has one shot in this one. Shot coming, deflected over the top. It was bounced in again. That time by McCormick, who has a goal today. That one caromed off for Phillips, and the Engineers have it. Healy, 2 shots, both on goal. Also a couple ground balls today. He's also turned it over twice. That's the job Phillips has done on him, essentially. Here's Widener. Pass across. That one's read and intercepted. Good play by Steele White, the junior of Waybright, Vermont. But the Saints give it away. Hill along the far side, whistles. I believe we have a penalty on RPI here. So the Saints will go man up for the second time, and in a big spot. 2:13 left, third quarter. And offense has been hard to come by for both of these teams here this half. Matt Hall gets a pushing call, 30 seconds, and a man-up chance for the Saints. As I mentioned, they're 0 for 1. Couple behind for Healy. This is a big kill for a special teams unit that has been struggling this year. Jarrett. Pass across, bounded in. Jarrett picked it up, back up top, shot coming. That took a deflection, may have hit his own man in front. And it's backed up by Healy. Penalty is over, the Engineers kill it, but still in the attack of the Saints. Bouncing shot over the top, off the stick of Fairbanks. Again backed up by Healy. 1:35 to go in the third. Neither team able to crack the scoreboard here in the second half so far. Healy hounded there by Phillips, eventually gives it up. Back up top they go for Jarrett. Andrew Jarrett working on Hogan. Now Couple trying to get around Gibbs. Billy Gibbs gives him a shove. Reset again. Jarrett shooting. He scores right inside the post. Tie game 4-4. With a minute 2 to go in the third. First goal of the game for Andrew Jarrett. His 12th of the year. We're all knotted at 4. That's how this one has gone so far. Neither team able to find any kind of separation. The Engineers had a decent possession right before. A couple of decent looks. Weren't able to convert. Another draw win for the Saints. What looked like an edge early in this game has turned into a pretty significant advantage for the Saints, that being in the draw. They've done a great job on faceoffs today. 9-2 are the draws in favor of the visiting St. Lawrence Saints. Number 4 in the country, RPI number 17, the most recent polls. They sit 2 and 3 in the Liberty League standings at both 4 and 1, with of course perennial power RIT. At 5-0, we get a whistle here, and a crease violation gives the ball to RPI. They had it anyway, just on a technicality. Out ahead of the play, Keaton Ackerman for RPI. He'll drop it off for Gibbs, and the Engineers go back on the attack in a tie game. 6 seconds to go. Widener, a long shot, and it's saved by Fisher, and he'll just hold. That'll do it for the third quarter, which saw just one goal, and it came off the stick of junior Andrew Jarrett, 6'2" midfielder for the Saints. His 12th goal on the season. It was an unassisted tally, and it came with just over a minute left in this third. And now finished third quarter. We'll head to the fourth in a tie game 4-4. Looking ahead for RPI and St. Lawrence, the Engineers host Drew in a non-league game on Tuesday, and they finish up the regular year at Clarkson up in Potsdam on the following Saturday. That's a noon start. For St. Lawrence, they finish their conference schedule on Saturday as well, 1 p.m. at home in Canton against Skidmore. Then the league tournament semifinal taking place on May 6th. That is a Friday. Championship game will go on the following Sunday, May 8th, 1 p.m. there. The semifinals and finals will take place at host sites. So, as I mentioned earlier, the winner of this one most likely will host the other in the semifinal round on that Friday the 6th at 4 o'clock. But we have a brand new game, 15-minute lacrosse match, a tie game 4-4. To determine a winner here, we may have overtime. Face off and maybe a win for RPI. Kai over there trying to keep it in bounds. He can't. And once again, the Saints get the draw. The draw numbers obviously also help the ground ball numbers. Maybe not in that case in particular, but it's led the Saints to a 31-12 edge in ground balls. Usually when you see a number like that, it's a lopsided game. This is not that. 4-4. David Gibbs has 10 saves in the game for RPI. He has been spectacular. There's a ball out of bounds. Saints will keep it on the shot. Gibbs' season high for saves is 14. It came in the season opener at Keene State. He's also made 12 against RIT. 10 against Hamilton last time out. He's already at 10 here to start the fourth. Twisting and turning in front. Electing not to shoot, however, was Nadeau. McCormick, double team comes, shot and a save by Gibbs, and he holds it. A good save there and a shot from distance off the stick at Jarrett, who's looking for 2 in a row. RPI will look to clear here. It's the freshman Fettig back across to the near side. They have some room to work in Billy Gibbs. He'll dish it off and head off. Engineers still need to get into the box, I think. Now they're in. Here's Hall. Matt Hall. And we have a turnover here. Say Matt Hall, you have to find the scoreboard. He does have an assist. Saints trying to catch the Engineers quickly, and it turns into a turnover. Down the middle now. Here's Hall. On the break, a 4-on-3. McNeely in front. Shot coming and a save made. What a stop. Ryan Fisher denies him there. Now we have a loose ball towards midfield, and that'll be corralled by Hall. Ryan Fisher kept this game even with a left leg stop, point blank. I believe denying Patrick Finn. It was Finn. Terrific stop there. Bastarash for RPI. He got the scoring started in this one. For RPI with his 12th goal of the year. We haven't gotten much further. It's 4-4. Hall. Walking right in, right off his face mask. Rebound, Stockholm! Brennan McNeely! Showing off those hands in front of goal. The time it takes for Brennan McNeely to pick up a rebound like that and put it in. Incredible. There's almost no defense for it. Third goal of the game for Brendan McNeely on, you guessed it, his third shot. 5-4 RPI with 11:38 to go in the game. What a line for McNeely. 3 goals on 3 shots, 4 ground balls. He has turned it over once. Pretty close to a perfect day. As the battle for this face-off goes once again to the Saints. Engineers can't buy a draw today. But to this point, they'll say it hasn't mattered, although I'm sure if you ask Coach Townsend, he would like to win a few more than 2 out of 13. St. Lawrence with the ball. Couple works it behind the cage. Healy off for Fairbanks, and now he'll work it way back up top. Dupree gets free, bounces one wide from a tough angle. Engineers had all kinds of traffic in front. Ackerman was doing the defending. Backed up on the near side by Vautour. Vautour watched there by Hill. Connor Hill gives him a shove. Ball comes out. It'll be tracked down by Fairbanks. Lob over the top. Dupree turning. Spins back to his right. Widener trying to force him out, and he powers it home. An aggressive move by Charlie Dupree, and he fired over the top of Widener and past Gibbs for the goal. We're tied at 5 with 10-12 to go. This has been one fantastic lacrosse game. We thank you for joining us here on RPI TV on this beautiful day in Troy, New York. East Campus Stadium, the site here at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. RPI trying to change its fortunes, I should say, in the draw. And again, falling down is Kaya. Tried to help it to a teammate. They continue to battle for the face-off, and it's an all-out scrum. Shoulder check there. And the ball's going to be awarded to RPI, I believe. Yes, so the Engineers pick up their 3rd face-off of the day. And it comes in a big spot. Tie game 5-5, under 10 to go. So Kaya finally wins that draw. He came in, he's not a bad face-off guy. Over 53% on the season is Kaya, the draw man for RPI. Sophomore from Woodstock, Vermont. There's a pass a little high. Engineers will try and track it down. Finn got rocked on the shin. He's barely able to walk here, and now he gets knocked down again. Penalty coming up. Townsend is furious. I think he got the penalty call, but I don't see how Finn is going to stay on here. He was basically reduced to one leg. He was hopping around. He does draw the penalty. We'll see what for and how long. Gotta guess a slash. That's my initial guess. Man up try for RPI. Nonetheless, they're 2 for 4 today. A 1-minute slashing call will go on Jack Roberts for the Saints. RPI man up here trying to regain the lead. Well defended, loose ball. Can they keep it? Kane stolen away by Hall. Across, shot coming off the base of the net. The Engineers back it up. JT Kelly was wide open. About 4 yards out. And he hit the base of the cage. Good recovery there by the Engineers, who had lost the ball for a second. Kane tried to get free, but RPI smothered him. There's another good play defensively. Kane knocks it away again. Or I beg your pardon, make that Sam Bowl. But again, RPI keeps it. Now Coach Townsend wants a timeout after 2 near turnovers at the offensive end. 8:33 on the clock. Engineers will have about 45 seconds left on the man up, a little less, when we resume play here. Get you caught up on the scoring in this one, at least how it's gone. Lucas Bastras gave RPI a 1-0 lead in the first quarter. 11:47 left in it. Then it was 2 straight from the Saints. McCormick and Brimley made it 2-1 St. Lawrence with 6:46 to go. McNeely tied it at 2 before Charlie Dupree made it 3-2 Saints with 9:27 left in the second. McNeely and Widener then scored man-up goals to make it 4-3 RPI as the game went to halftime. Andrew Jarrett scored the only goal of the third quarter make it 4-4. McNeely made it 5-4 with 11:38 left, and now with 10:12 left, Dupree tied the game at 5. RPI man up here. Another 15 seconds or so. Worked over to Widener. Shot coming. He rips it home right under the bar. 6-5. What a shot by Jake Widener. Second goal of the game for Jake Widener. I have to check and see if it was man up. If it was, it'll be just his second man up goal of the year, but his other one came today. 16 goals on the season for Widener. The folks in Chula Vista, California have to be happy about that one. Engineers back on top. Can they win a draw to boot? Kaya trying to fight for it. Jumping right in and stealing it away. And gathering finally is Fedig, the freshman. Big time ground ball for the first year D-man Fedig out of Bend, Oregon. Can the Engineers extend it now? Neither team has been able to all day. That is, get a 2-goal lead. Shavel. Behind. Here is Brennan McNeely. 3 goals on the day for McNeely. And now Shavel again. Saints fans want the shot clock running. So far, it sits at 30 and isn't going anywhere. 7 minutes to go in the game. Ball down, Shavel lost it. Still loose behind the goal, and the Saints come away. It was good defense. AJ Schmidt knocked it loose, and it's gobbled up by Jack Roberts, senior out of Sewickley, Pennsylvania. So a big turnover there for the Saints, and they look to clear, although they have a bit of trouble in their own end. Roberts flings it to the far side with a little more space for Lynch. And now a timeout called right before DiNicola just got absolutely decked. 6-5 is the RPI lead. St. Lawrence calls timeout with 6:26 to play. We'll be back with the exciting finish in just a moment. You're watching RPI Men's Lacrosse on RPI TV. Ready to restart things. 6.5 to go. 6-5 RPI. One final to report from RPI Athletics. In game one of its doubleheader with Clarkson, 13-4 softball's winners over the Golden Knights. RPI softball improves to 23-6. Outstanding year for Coach Maisonette and the Engineers. Women's lacrosse is just underway to the field next door. They're also playing St. Lawrence. But here we have 6 to go. Saints on the attack, down by a goal. Jarrett. McCormick. And now Nadeau. Looking for a lane is Jarrett. Goes shoulder to shoulder with Hogan. Then dishes it off. Low shot and a save by Gibbs. He denies Vautour there. And what a job the Engineers have done on both Vautour and Healy. Credit the defense, credit the goalie Gibbs as well. McNeely thought about going quickly there with maybe a dangerous pass into the middle of the field. Trying to score, but no, RPI backs it out, up a goal. No need to rush things. 5 minutes left. Here is Gilman. Haven't seen a lot of him recently. Engineers hoping he's fresh. Gilman twisting and turning. Finds McNeely behind the cage. Big time game for Brennan McNeely. 3 goals. And when the Engineers have needed them, there's a loose ball bounding towards midfield. Trying to help it across. It was poked free and scooped up. Bastarash with the play. Good help by the defense. And now Finn. 4 minutes left, and RPI fans, I'm sure here in the stadium and watching at home, are saying, get us a little bit of a cushion. Gilman. In front, nobody home. Back come the Saints. Deach. Still Deach. And now he'll spin around. The face-off specialist, who does stay on the field defensively, will now head to the bench. Bit of a high pass handled by Couple. 3:15 to go. Saints trying to equalize again. Bowl. Around for Healy, who's rotated up from behind the cage. Healy. Couple, and now over to Dupree. Dupree up high. Couple, shot coming wide. RPI trying to back it up, and they do. The goalie Gibbs. RPI ball. Quinn Fettig for the Engineers now. Back to Gibbs. Fettig. Gibbs. Engineers need to get across into the box here. We're off the stick of Hogan. Turn it back over. Failed clear for RPI. Great catch by Healy. Or excuse me, make that Schmidt. Saints back on the attack. Good ride by St. Lawrence there to steal the ball back away. A shot goes wide. This time they back it up. Di Nicola from about 8 yards out missed the net. And the ball out of bounds. Timeout Engineers. That's RPI's last time out of the game. The Saints have one more. 2:05 to go. Engineers led this one 4-3 at halftime after picking up 2 late man-up goals, McNeely and Widener. Widener's came with 1:33 left in the half. There was just 1 goal scored in the third quarter. It was Andrew Jarrett of St. Lawrence. His 12th of the season came with 1:02 left in that quarter. Then a bit of a flurry to start the fourth. McNeely made it 5-4. Dupree then tied the game again for the Saints with 10-12 to play. And then it was Jake Widener, an assist to Matt Hall with 8:13 left in the game to make it 6-5 RPI, and that's where we stand with 2:05 left. Saints will have the ball and restart. Great back and forth action all afternoon. As the fans on their feet here. They're midway through the first half down on Renwick Field. RPI Women's Lacrosse leading St. Lawrence 3-1. A couple of goals for senior Mackenzie O'Neill on senior day there, senior day here. And we have 2 minutes left. St. Lawrence with it. Couple, far side, loose ball. Scooped up by the Saints. Vautour. Over to Dupree. Healy. Couple. Fake shot there from Fairbanks. Dupree thought about lining one up. He'll work it down low. 1:30 to go. Shot, and they tie it. Jamie DiNicola, 6-6 with 1:31 left. First goal of the game for DiNicola. Could not come at a bigger spot. His 22nd of the year. That's good for third on the Saints. They'll forget about all those lost face-offs if the Engineers can just win this one. Saints do. And it's the face-off man, Deach. And whistles, and now St. Lawrence will use its timeout. .121 to go. Saints with the ball. Shots are 36-19 St. Lawrence. Ground balls 41-23 Saints. David Gibbs 12 saves, many of them he's made look very easy today. Remember, Gibbs came out of RPI's last game against Hamilton. For lack of a better term, he got pulled from the game. He eventually went back in 3 minutes later, and Engineers won the game 13-10. But he has looked, at least from what I can gather, much sharper today, and more like he has looked all year. 7 stops, including a couple of very big ones for Ryan Fisher in this game. A couple of point-blank stops when RPI was trying to extend the lead to more than its single goal, which has now evaporated. 2 great defensive teams going at it here. Saints will restart. 1:20 left. It's going to be Couple, guarded by Gibbs. That's Billy Gibbs. There's DiNicola. Tied the game up just moments ago. Now Couple. Nearly poked loose. I thought Hill might have gotten his stick in there. There's a screen now. Loose, shooting, and he scores. First goal of the game for Jeremy Vautour. And the Saints start giving it to the RPI student section. 7-6 St. Lawrence. Oh boy. 52.2 to go. The goal for Vautour is his team leading 42nd of the season. And then Kyle wins one cleanly. And RPI on the attack. Remember, they don't have any timeouts. They're going to have to go from here. 40 seconds to go in regulation. And it's the freshman with it. Baccarat. Behind the cage for Finn. Under 30 now. Bacarash inside, turning, shooting, a save! Rebound! And they're going to battle for it in the corner. One back, Bacarash. No, he dropped it. 10 seconds left. 6. Here's Hall. Hall shooting, he scores! 2.6 on the clock. Matt Hall ties the game. An incredible shot from a bad angle. And the junior makes it 7-7. Schuler, the last attempt. Surely. The first goal of the game for Matt Hall. And he just ripped it between the legs of Ryan Fisher, who's been great all day. He thought there was no way they were going to get another one past him, but they did. 24th of the year for Matt Hall, and we are headed to overtime here in Troy. So guess what? We have more excitement here. 5 minutes on the clock. Captains to midfield. Now they head back to their respective huddles. 4 minutes for overtime here. 7-7 game. This is the second time St. Lawrence has gone to overtime this year. They played a double overtime game at Middlebury on March 15th, winning 14-13 over the Panthers. This is the first time the Engineers will be headed to overtime this year. Huge face-off win right at the end there. RPI needed it and got it from Kaya. Ball pops in the air off the face-off. Kaya kicks at it. Will he pick it up? Yes. Trying to bounce it back, and it's going to skip away. Now the referee pointing the other way. They say it came off a St. Lawrence stick. Now they're going to talk about it. The referee closest to the play said RPI ball. Now they're going to discuss. Because that's exactly what this game needs, a little controversy. Saints think it's their ball. And now they're changing their mind, and now Townsend is livid. Obviously, you're the closest official to the call. It's your call. No. Saints ball. I'll tell you there's 3:49 left in our first OT, but that really doesn't matter. First team to score wins it. I guess it'll only matter as we wind down to the end, if we get to the end. Here's Healy. Continually being watched by John Phillips. Healy working his way in, fires from no angle. That was almost behind the goal. And it's backed up by the Saints. I believe that's a couple over there. It is. Jamie Couple trying to work his way in on Gibbs. Dishes it off. Sudden death OT. Here's Jarrett. Trying to get around Hogan. Cuts him off. Back to Couple. Jarrett in, left-hand shot, and he scores. And Hogan is upset with himself, but there's not much he could do about that one. He defended it well. The Saints take this very highly contested game by a final of 8-7 in OT. Tough to swallow here for RPI as they lose for just the third time all year. It'll end the 9-game winning streak. Fourth longest in school history. Solid crowd on hand here today. Witness one of the better lacrosse games you'll see all year. A back and forth game. RPI equalizing at the death at 7-7. But it was the Saints who took this one. A minute 5 into overtime. Andrew Jarrett scoring the goal. His second of the game and 13th of the season. Unassisted for the win. With the win, the Saints are now 14-1 on the year. 5-1 in the Liberty League. The Engineers 10-3, 4-2 in the conference, and they'll conclude their Liberty League schedule next Saturday at Clarkson. Teams going through the handshake line here at midfield. Before we go here, we'd like to thank all of you for watching today's game. My name is Perry Lascaris. Your final score today from East Campus Stadium was St. Lawrence 8 and RPI 7 in overtime. You've been watching live coverage of RPI Men's Lacrosse on RPI TV.
2016, 7 members of the class have provided leadership, determination, and character to the program for the last 4 years. They made the Dean's List 36 of 48 semesters, 2 of them making it every semester. Off the field, they've been instrumental in community serving projects and working with the Rensselaer County Literacy Program. Going into today's game, they ranked 6th on the all-time list of wins for a class of 37. As a group, they have appeared in 285 games, starting 177. They scored 105 goals, 106 assists, picked up 469 ground balls, across 179 turnovers. They also have 9 Liberty League all-academic selections. Now, here's the class of 2016. Beginning with number 18, Patrick Finn. An industrial engineering major who attended Taylor Academy. Pat has been a 4-year starter. He's appeared in 54 games, starting 52. He has 52 goals, 87 assists, and 140 points. He was the Dean's List 5 times, selected to the Liberty League all-academic team in 2014 and 2015. Named second team All-Liberty League in 2014. Off the field, Patrick has participated in the Troy literacy runs the past 3 years. He's accepted a position with Ernst & Young in New York City, and here to celebrate the senior day of his parents, Leslie and Paul in front of Colin, and Irvin Haley. Patrick Finn. The next senior, number 23, Connor Hill, from on defense. An industrial and management engineering major, Connor attended Cold Spring Harvard High School. He's appeared 43 games, started 36. He had 40 ground balls, caused 38 turnovers. The Dean's List 5 times, and volunteered as a course marshal for Troy Literacy Run the past 3 years. Connor's accepted a job with National Grid. Here to celebrate his senior day, his parents, Colleen and Rob's sister Maggie, brother Brendan and girlfriend Ellen. Connor Hill from White Harbor, New York. Our next senior, number 26, a goalie from Michiana, New York, Troy Manchester. He graduated with a BS and finance and computer systems engineering in May. The Michiana High School graduate, Troy has appeared in 12 games during his career. He was selected to the Liberty League all-academic team in 2014 and 2015. He also volunteered for the Power Lunch Reading Program and the Troy Literacy Run. Made the Dean's List 6 semesters. He's accepted a position with Microsoft in Seattle. And here to celebrate his senior day, his parents Susan and James, the class of 95, stepmother Shannon, brother and former teammate James in the class of 2013, his sister, future engineer Clara from the class of 2020 and the program for Alex, and girlfriend Rachel. Troy Manchester. Next up from Manorville, New York, the captain, number 42, Ryan Brisson. Civil engineering major Ryan attended East Coast South Manor High School. A 4-year member of the team, he has appeared 15 games, with 2 goals, 4 assists. He earned all of the League academic team in 2015. He He also represents the team as its sack rep. Chris was elected captain by his peers and coaches this year. He's the emotional leader of the team. He's made repeats this 4 times and has volunteered with the Power Lunch Reading Program and the Troy Literacy Run. Ryan has accepted a job with Clark Construction and will be moving to Washington, D.C. this spring. Here to celebrate his senior day, his mother Lori Kropp, stepfather Ben Kropp, father Dan Brisson, brothers Bill Kropp and Ken Brisson, girlfriend Natalie Hill. Captain Ryan Brisson. Next up is also a captain from Stony Brook, New York, midfielder number 5, Billy Gibbs. Also an investor and management engineer with Louisville High School. Former member of the team, he's played in 47 games and 16 as a starter. He has 17 goals, 9 assists, 81 ground balls, and he caused 28 turnovers. Elected as captain this year, he leads by example and has played a lot of different roles for the Engineers. He's volunteered the last 3 years for the Troy Literacy Run. He's earned Dean's List honor twice. He graduated in December and has accepted a position with Northrop Grumman in Melbourne, Florida. He was celebrating his senior day with Parents Circle Scott, his brother and co-teammate for the class of 2017. Captain Bill Gibbs. And another one of the team captains from Mount Sinai, New York, number 3, Patrick Hogan. He's a chemical engineering major and attended Mount Sinai High School. Hogan has never missed a game in his career with 57 starts. Patrick has scored 25 goals while handing out 4 assists, scooping up 72 ground balls, causing 27 turnovers. He was an honorable mention All-Liberty League selection in 2014 and has made the Liberty League All-Academic team twice. He's been named to the Dean's List every semester. Patrick has also served as a coach watcher for the Troy Literacy Run. And he's a 4-year member of the RPI football team. Going back to Troy next year, he's in graduate school, learning the degree of Masters of Engineering in Systems and Engineering Technology. He'll be working for Northrop Grumman in Baltimore this summer. Here to celebrate his senior day, his parents, Amanda and Steve. Two-time captain, Patrick Hogan. Finally, another captain from Oswego, New York. Defense, number 11, two-time captain, John Cross. In his career, appearing in all 57 while starting 54. In his career, they call him Butch. He's picked up 258 ground balls, caused 81 turnovers, scored 7 goals, handing out 2 assists. He's Liberty League All-League honors every year, being named to the first team in 2014, second team in 2013, and 2015. JP was an honorable mention selection, USIL All-American in 2014. Two-time All-Liberty League Academic Team honoree. Like his teammates, John also volunteered with the Troy Literacy Run. He graduated December the 10th, and he plans on being a volunteer coach for the program next fall. He celebrated his senior day with his parents,